guys, just making a quick video talking about something that you don't want to do, right? So here we got two different solar panels, and you might be tempted, you might be tempted to want to hook these things up together, especially if you got like one power station and one input on it, right? You might want to combine these panels to get more power. And this is just something you don't always want to do. Basically, you got to look at the specs, right? So the panel on the left here is actually, puts out, it's kind of like a normal solar panel, I guess you'd say, like a normal 100-watt solar panel. It puts out about 18 volts and, about 5 amps or something like that, right? So that'll get you the around 100 watts, And the one on the right is actually a bit of an unusual panel. I don't know how I stumbled across this thing or why I even bought it, but it's kind of like it's got the voltage it puts out is a little bit higher, so it's like around 27 volts, and it only puts out like around 3 amps or something like that, right? So, the point of this video is that you don't want to connect like two solar panels like this together. In fact, this is kind of like a really good example of why you don't want to do it, because basically what will happen is when you connect two different solar panels with two different specs, you're basically going to be limiting yourself to the lowest the lowest rating on as far as volts and amps. You're going to be limited to the lowest rated panel. So as I said before, the panel on the right only does about 3 amps, right? So, if you hook these things up together, even though the one on the left can do 5 amps, you're going to be limiting yourself to 3 amps. And then the voltage as well, right? So you're going to be using basically the lowest voltage, which is the panel actually on the left side, puts out kind of that normal 18 volt, that 18 volts, right? So yeah, you just don't want to do that. If you want to hook multiple panels up together, just get the same ones. Ideally get the same exact panels and hook those up together. And that's like, whether you're going to do parallel or series, doesn't matter. Just, get the same panels. Now, if you happen to have different panels that are, almost identical in specs, like just a very small difference, then, typically that's not going to be a problem either. But don't do something like what these panels are like, right? With like a huge difference. Don't do it. You're going to get less output most likely. And the thing is too, like, if you're using, especially if you're using like MPPT controller, built into a power station or separate or whatever, right? That can kind of cause issues with those as well if you try hooking up these different panels. So yeah, just don't do it. Basically, don't do it. Now just something to note, like if you do have different panels like this, is this is why one of the reasons why I really like having a power station with a dual input. So again, like my Jackery 1500, the dual MPPT input, you can put one panel on the one input and the other one on the other input, and you're good to go, right? You're basically gonna pull the most power from each panel separately, and so that's that's totally fine. And if you don't have a power station with dual input, well, then maybe you just have two separate power stations, right? I mean, you would just hook up one to one power station, one to the other. I mean, just don't combine them. Basically, don't combine them. If you want to combine solar panels, just get the same ones. Basically, just keep it simple. Get the same ones. So yeah, hopefully, you just found this video interesting or helpful. And yeah, thanks for watching.